Having peer support is the difference between, calling something a side hustle and making it a successful multiple income stream. For me, the way that we do online business and we try new things and we put our ideas into motion, that comes from having peer support and having other people in a similar place walking a similar road. And when we're isolated, like when I feel really isolated and I haven't connected, I haven't voxed, I haven't, I haven't like reached out for anything, that's when I don't create stuff.
Hi, I'm Kim Tolson and I'm the Traveling Therapist. It's my passion to teach therapists how to navigate online private practices and multiple income streams so they can travel the world. I'm a digital nomad with a virtual insurance-based private therapy practice and a multi-six-figure coaching business. I'm obsessed with entrepreneurship and developing tools that can help therapists live an adventurous lifestyle. In this podcast, I will discuss my journey as a digital nomad. I'll chat with other traveling therapists and help you navigate the complexities of running an online insurance-based practice. I'm so glad to have you with me on this journey. Building a private practice can be challenging. I know for me, when I was starting out, I had no idea how to get referrals. I had no idea how to manage paperwork. I knew nothing about insurance billing. The whole process was really daunting. Building a private practice can be challenging, to say the least. I remember when I was starting out, I had no idea how to get referrals. I had no idea how to navigate insurance. I had no idea even what paperwork was required. So growing a caseload, navigating insurance, and managing billing and paperwork all take significant amounts of time. And that's all in addition to delivering great care to your clients. That's why Alma gives clinicians the tools they need to build a thriving private practice. When you join their insurance program, you can get credentialed within 45 days and access to enhanced reimbursement rates. They also handle all the paperwork from eligibility checks to claim submissions, and they guarantee payment within 2 weeks of each appointment. So in addition to their insurance program, Alma also offers time-saving tools and administrative support, so you can spend less time on paperwork and more time delivering great care to your clients and traveling the world. Learn more about building a thriving private practice with Alma at helloalma.com/Kim. That's helloalma.com/KYM to get started.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Traveling Therapist Podcast. I'm super excited today to have Tamara Howell back here on the podcast. This is your second appearance, right? I think. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Thanks for having me again.
So welcome. We did one before on international travel, and Tamara is like the guru for that. So if you ever have questions about that, definitely go to her. We'll have information about her in the show notes. But today I wanted to bring her in because I know as traveling therapists, we always talk about building other income streams and ways to make maybe not passive income, but other income streams so we can travel and we can actually see the world and actually enjoy the places where we're visiting and traveling to instead of having to be locked into that one-to-one model of client care. So, Tamara, will you please introduce yourself and then let everybody know what we're going to talk about today? I'm super excited about this.
Yeah, sure. So my name's Tamara Howell. I'm a therapist based in France. I qualified in the UK and I have an online practice, and I also create courses and webinars and have coaching groups for therapists, and I have a mastermind with therapreneurs, and I like to try lots of different things. And I'm also the host of TheraBundle, which is a big collaborative project, which Kim, you are involved in.
Yes. So last year we did TheraBundle. It was the first year, right? It was last year.
Yes.
It was the first year. And Mara just kind of quietly said, "Hey, Kim, I'm doing this cool bundle thing. Do you want to be involved?" I was like, "Of course," because I love her and I want to be involved in anything she's doing. So, I was like, "Here, I'll contribute this course that I've created and just see how it goes." And you guys, this thing, I don't even know where to start with this, but basically Tamara is so organized and made this thing so professional and so easy for the contributors to participate in. It was phenomenal. So of course I've been waiting a whole year for the next one to come out. I'm super excited about it, and I get to be a contributor again and a sponsor this year. So I'm really excited about that. But what I wanted to talk about was maybe just your process, Tamara, in creating the Thera bundle. Talk about, how'd you get the idea for it, and how do you follow through and create this thing? Like maybe touch on some of those topics for people that might want to do a similar bundle, or just even create a course and maybe be a contributor next year, because I'm sure this is going to be an annual thing, I'm thinking, because it's so amazing. So can you tell
Well,
us?
I hope so. I hope we're going to keep evolving and developing the idea. And I think that there are a few things that led to the creation of TheraBundle. One was that I bought a couple of online business bundles. And so I had the experience of buying something for less than $100 and getting access to multiple offers, to multiple people as well, that I wouldn't have come across if I didn't buy that bundles. So I went through that experience. I bought two that year, and then I was like, well, okay, it's all well and good in the online business space where lots of people are doing bundles, but what about all these other, these other niches and other demographics and other professions and people like that? Like, why can't everybody have that sort of affordability and accessibility and diversity of product made available to them? Well, like, why are we not collaborating? And another aspect of that is that I've always built my businesses organically through networking and connecting with people and building relationships. And I'm not like very good at social media. I don't really do anything. Like occasionally I'll post on LinkedIn. I post on my Facebook profile. I have some groups, but I don't have like scheduled out socials post, and I don't have a social media like manager and things like that, because I'm very invested in building relationships with people, and that's how I've built my practice and that. So for me, like TheraBundle is really kind of an opportunity to do that with the contributor team, which is as important to me as the launch itself. And it really feels to me that it was an opportunity to create more community, especially during the pandemic, when I think a lot of people were feeling isolated. And I come from I'm in the addiction recovery community, and I come from this very like community minded, like supporting each other and supporting each other's like what we're doing in life. And I think that that's sort of become internalized over the years, and so it comes out in my work, obviously. So that's really like the motivation behind it, is about connection, collaboration, about impact, about spreading our resources to as many people as possible, because of course our clients benefit from that as well.
Absolutely. The more knowledge we have from all these contributors, the more we can help our clients. For sure, it trickles down. Yeah, I love that about it last year, the contributor piece. Like we had our own space to get to know each other and really learn about each other, which was super cool. Because sometimes you'll contribute to a bundle or to somebody else's course or something, and you don't really get to know the person. So I really appreciated that as well. And I've met a lot of cool people that I've been able to collaborate with on other things, podcast guests and that sort of thing. So it was really awesome for me. So something about bundles, I bought those too, those business bundles. And sometimes it just seems like people just throw a bunch of crap in there. To be blunt, it's just like some of it's not useful at all, But what I really like about TheraBundle last year is you took the time, it seemed to me, to curate who was chosen and really put it together in a logical way where, I can't remember all the categories, but you sort of really categorized it really well and put similar things together to make it an easy kind of flow for people. And it was all super valuable information, in my opinion. So I'm just curious, like, what's your process this year? Are there going to be different categories, and I'm sure you put a lot of time into curating. I know there was an application process and all that. So curious about that process. Like, what's the thought process with that for people that might be listening that want to do something like this or want to understand more just about TheraBundle?
Thanks. Yeah. I mean, I think it was like quite a nice, well-rounded collection last year. And we had 46 contributors last year. And I mean, basically, it was very much about like balancing the products. So I had almost not quite equal amounts in each of the categories: marketing, administration, and business, personal development, professional development, which is like clinical skills, and identity. Maybe there was one other one. Did I say marketing?
Yeah, I think
I can't remember. So I tried to kind of balance them, but essentially everyone that was ready last year, the process was more about, okay, just making sure that things were ready on time. This year, I spent 6 months researching, and we pitched a lot of people. We wanted to increase diversity and visible representation. And so I pitched a lot of people who may not know me or may not be connected with me. I'm online, but I'm not like, I'm not an influencer. I don't have like a big following or anything like this, like a big, social media presence. And so it's really about building relationships and connecting with people and seeing, who else we could bring into the team. So we had 140 applications this year, which was super awesome.
Wow.
Super awesome.
Oh my gosh.
And we accepted 100. I decided like my limit was 100. And I think there will probably be, like, at the time that we're recording this, not everybody has all their information in still. We're still testing. And so we're at 80. So it's going to be somewhere between 80 and 100. And that's massive, which means that the buying experience will be different. So last year, people who bought a bundle for the first time maybe did sign up for all 46 offers and get to decide, like, afterwards, do like which ones are the most useful. And I think that this year, I mean, if people want to sign up for 100, of course they can, but we might find that people are a bit more, okay, this one from this category, this is where I'm at in my career, this is what's going to be useful for me. So it has this year been about also balancing the products, but also creating more opportunity. And so nobody had to disclose anything, but we did ask in the first form whether people felt that they were underrepresented, and whether, we also offered more support to people who may not have tech support. So we really wanted to create more opportunity at different stages of the TheraBundle process, not just at the point of sale where it only costs $100, but also for people who want to be a contributor but maybe don't have a VA or don't know how to set up their mailing list. So there is a range, there will be people with big audiences, but there are also people who don't have any audience at all, and they're using it to kind of kickstart their side hustles or their extra income streams. So there's a lot of like going through all the applications. Basically, most of the decisions are made on the product column, the description column. And then after that, providing support to everybody like who needed support. So like the bundle, she has many job titles, but coordinator, also called Kim.
Going in network with insurance can be tough. For example, waiting a year to get credentialed in some cases. Filing all the right paperwork is time consuming and tedious, and even after you're done, it can take months to get credentialed and start seeing clients. That's why Alma makes it easy and financially rewarding to accept insurance. When you join the insurance program, you can get credentialed within 45 days and access to enhanced reimbursement rates. They also handle all the paperwork, from eligibility checks to claim submissions, and they guarantee payment within 2 weeks of each appointment. Once you've joined Alma's insurance program, you can see clients in your state of licensure, regardless of where you're working from. This is particularly exciting for me as a traveling therapist, as I know it is probably for you too. You can literally be anywhere and still see your clients through Alma. Learn more about building a thriving private practice with Alma at helloalma.com/Kim. That's helloalma.com/KYM to get started.
She's also been giving like one-to-one support to people who need help for the tech stuff. And I think that's a sort of fairly unique aspect of this bundle, of how much what
I
we give
love
to the
that.
contributor team. But I really see like the contributor experience. It's the most important thing is that the contributors have a good experience and find it easy to promote each other and love the other offers in the bundle, because then we don't have to worry about, the sales and the cart open and stuff like that. And the buyers will have a good experience.
Yes.
So that's kind of the process. We also have like a quality checklist. So that sounds really intense, but on the second stage of testing, after the second form, my team go through each offer and they go through a checklist, make sure everyone's got a privacy policy and everyone's got this and everyone's got a description of who they are, and everything works and all the coupon codes work. And we do that testing 3 times before we launch. And the reason that we do it 3 times is because last year on the 3rd round, there was still new problems that came up. So now we have like a whole system set up, basically.
That's amazing to me. I mean, that's one of my biggest downfalls. I'm like a quick start, right? I'm like, it's a great idea, and I'll just throw something out there without even properly testing it. So smart. And
I'm the same.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's surprising with how you organize this stuff. But yeah, I mean, when I saw that you were helping people with the tech, I was like, that's amazing, because that's a huge barrier. It was for me until I could really hire somebody to help me with that stuff. I just would sideline projects and not actually follow through with things because I would get so overwhelmed with the tech piece. I would just ignore it or procrastinate or something like that. So the fact that you're offering that help, I think, is just unbelievable. And for the accessibility and people that need that, it's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to encourage people as well. Like, a lot of the time we don't hire someone to help us because we don't know where to look for them. We don't know where to find someone and we don't really know what to ask for. But I want to encourage people like you've vetted, you've got a whole list of VAs who can help with that. And there's lots of us out there that have courses that know VAs, and there are lots of groups and places that you can find people. I just want to encourage people because I think a lot of the time therapists out there are really wanting to travel, wanting to go to new places and feeling like, well, if I could create a course or if I could get a newsletter out, then maybe that would be possible. But they feel maybe a bit intimidated by the tech or the expectations, the marketing and things like that. And I just want to say, like, sometimes we can get that help affordably, and also like it can make other things more possible. Like if you sell a course that costs $200, $300, $400, $500, then that's going to pay for whatever tech setup you had to pay for, So I do think like part of this process is also just letting people know, like, you've got a course in you, you've got a book in you, you've got a webinar in you, and like, how can we get it out into the world?
So let's talk. So we've got 80 to 100 contributors potentially. Let's just tell everybody the price point, because this is the part that is phenomenal. Can you just drop that price point?
Yeah, so the bundle will cost $100 and it will be available. It will be available this year between the 24th and the 31st of October. So all you have to remember is Halloween. Before Halloween, it will be $100. It's the only time that all of these offers are going to be available for this price together collectively. Every bundle is completely different. Nobody has the same offers in here. Even if they were in last year's bundle, everybody has something different than last year. So I also think like the topics are really diverse this year. There's a lot of personal development and clinical skills in there as well. But also, I think it's kind of like people have really like leveled up their courses. I'm really interested, So I've also chosen complementary like courses. So there's one about podcast interviewing, and then there's one about being a good guest on podcasts, So they kind of complement each other based on where you were at, and that might not feel super related to running a private practice or working in an agency, but you never know when you're going to get an opportunity to be a guest on a podcast like I am right now.
That's right. And the reach of podcasts is unbelievable. Every day somebody will join one of my Facebook groups and they'll say, oh, I heard you on, Kate and Katie's podcast. It was like 2 years ago. It's like, wow, this is the gift that keeps giving back, especially, for somebody that's maybe trying to sell their therapy services or groups or product like this. Like it really, have to have huge reach. It surprised me, even doing this podcast, how big the reach has gotten. So I just want to share what I'm offering. I'm excited to share that.
Fantastic. Yeah, please do tell
Yeah.
everybody.
So you guys that listen to this podcast, you've heard me obsess about AI, using AI in private practice. And really, I use it in every aspect of my life pretty much. Like I already feel like if it went away, I'd be really upset. So I use it with everything. But what I did is I obsessively created this course called Revolutionize Your Private Practice with AI. It's already sold over 250 copies. It's awesome. It's all about clinical documentation and treatment plans and how to use AI to just whip that stuff out, the stuff we really hate. So, it's available for sale, but Martha, what do you want to contribute? And I went back and forth. I was going to create something. She's like, don't do that. What about this course that you already have? And I'm like, oh, offer this course. So I'm super excited to put this course into the bundle. Essentially, you'll get it for like $1, if you buy the bundle with all these other offers that are going to be involved. So I can't wait, I can't wait to share it. I can't wait to also introduce a whole new audience to all of the products that I offer, my whole product suite, which is really the cool thing about bundles is that people you would never really reach before are going to see your work, so I'm excited about that to even, be able to be a guest in this bundle and to offer this course about AI because I love AI. Like I'm so obsessed with it. It's so helpful. And I think it's going to help everybody else too. So I wanted to share that excitement that I'm contributing that.
It's fantastic. And I'm so excited to have this course in there. And I think it really speaks to the quality of the bundle, of the courses that are going into the bundle. They are courses that people pay hundreds of dollars for on the regular, and contributors are trusting this concept enough to put it together for a whole week, just collectively to sell for 100.
It's awesome. I'm excited to offer it to you guys. And TheraBundle, just to let you know about TheraBundle and how excited I am that you've created this thing. And I hope I can contribute every year, try to come up with something awesome to give everybody.
At this stage of the bundle, I'm always in this stage of like, I'm never doing this again. I need to go to bed. I just had COVID. I need to go to bed. I can't do it anymore. I'm never going to do it. I'm going to sell it to someone next year, like at this stage. And then we'll get just before we open and I'll do the launch party. The launch party was awesome last year and we had such a great time. I did a workshop and the contributors came and we all kind of shared and built little mini bundles and it was super fun. And I'm going to do the launch party and then I do the launch party and I'll be so excited and I'll connect with loads of people and I'm going to do Bundle Study Club for free this year. So that means that for a few months after the bundle, when people sign up and then a little bit afterwards, they can still come and meet up and talk to each other about what they're studying and have some accountability. So I'm adding that into the package this year. And so I'm super excited about all these things. But at this stage, when we're like right in the middle of testing, I'm like, I'm never doing it again. It's so much, Well, I've got 4 people working for me on different bits of the website and things like that. It's a lot.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Tamara and I have me and some other people, we have this little chat we do on Voxer together. It's like, you name that thing, launch party or launch something.
Launch support, something like that.
Because I could just totally relate to that. Anybody listening, if you've ever launched anything in your life, you understand it's such a roller coaster. It's exhausting trying to figure out all the pieces. And then you don't know if it's going to be successful or not. And then, people start buying and then maybe they don't buy for 2 days and then they start buying again. And it's so emotional. And I'm just so grateful to have you as a friend. Also, just want to say that to have that support, somebody else that gets it. And if you ever do anything like this, get your own group of, business besties, friends that you can talk to about all this stuff because it's so helpful just to have people like this in your corner. And, I can really commiserate with you tomorrow because this is such a huge project you're taking on. And
having peer support is the difference between, calling something a side hustle and making it a successful multiple income stream. For me, the way that we do online business and we try new things and we put our ideas into motion, that comes from having peer support and having other people in a similar place walking a similar road. And when we're isolated, like when I feel really isolated and I haven't connected, I haven't voxed, I haven't, I haven't like reached out for anything, that's when I don't create stuff, because I'm not listening, because I'm not hearing things, and I don't feel as capable. But when I feel so motivated when I hear about your launches, when I hear about Lisa's launches, when I hear about, like when I hear what you guys are doing, I feel so motivated and like, oh, I've got an idea. I remember when I told you all about the bundle and everyone was like, what does this mean? What does it mean?
Like,
what is it?
Cool, but what is it? Yeah.
So it makes it fun.
Yeah. I love having the support of you guys. Yeah. It's super helpful. So, with the show notes, we're going to drop the wait list. You can get on the wait list now, correct? As of this recording, 9/19 is when we're recording this right now. You can get on the wait list and be notified of all of this, the bundle when it's actually open to purchase, and then these follow-up study groups that Tamara's talking about, and just all the other cool little things, the launch party, all of that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So anyone can jump on the wait list now. More than 1,000 people are already on there waiting. So when I see numbers like that, I think like I should just open it, like I should just pre-sell. But then no, we're going to wait for the week. We're going to do the bundle as planned. And so people can jump on the wait list, and they get an invite to the launch party for anyone who wants to come to the launch party, which is on the 23rd of October. And then I'll send updates. It's a different mailing list to my list. So there'll be just TheraBundle specific stuff, and so it's just related to the TheraBundle, the offers, the contributors, the sponsors, just that particular product, so people can be really discerning about their inbox and feel super organized and know when it's coming up and things like that. So we just try and keep everything as organized and streamlined and clean as possible.
Yeah, super organized last year, made it so easy for me as a contributor. I really appreciated that. Yeah. For coming today. I'm sure I'm going to have you back again soon, talking about international travel and how to be a better traveling therapist. Eventually, we'll have you on for another episode for that too.
Awesome. I've been living in France now for a year again this time, so I'm happy to chat about that next time as well.
Yeah, I would love that. I think a lot of people would love to hear about that. Well, thank you very much, and I cannot wait for TheraBundle to be released to everybody, to have access to all of this awesomeness. I'm really excited.
Me too. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for being a contributor, an enthusiastic, supportive contributor and a sponsor of TheraBundle.
Oh, you're so welcome. Yeah, and I'm going to drop the wait list in the show notes here. If you guys have any questions, reach out to me. Of course, you can email me at info@kimtolson.com or hit me up on Facebook. Okay. Thank you, Tamara. Thank you so much for listening to the Traveling Therapist Podcast. For show notes, links, and downloads, head over to thetravelingtherapist.com, where you'll be able to learn more about my journey, the courses I've created for you, and other exciting resources to make your dreams become a reality. If you've enjoyed this episode, please share with your traveling therapist friends, subscribe to the podcast, and if you loved this episode, please leave a review.